Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Yuval and this would be the first official video I'm gonna make about woodturning. Hopefully it's the first of many, although I am a weekend turner, which means that I don't have the time to turn all week round. Usually I turn only on the weekends or any other time I can spare some hours to be in my shop. And I think over the past 3 years that I've been turning, I've learned enough so I will be able to impart some of that knowledge to other people who will watch my channel. I think that every channel that deals with wood turning at some point has to start with turning a bowl from fresh wood or wet wood or green wood, many names for the same things. And this would be my first, so it's a good way to start. So what we will do today is actually turn a ball from this piece of wood. We will not turn the ball to completion, we will just rough turn the ball. And in order to do that, there's few points that we need to get over to go over with. First of all, excuse me for my accent. Obviously English is not my first language, but I think I'm proficient enough in English to explain everything, and I hope everything will be clear. Before we start turning the ball, obviously we would like to talk a little bit about the wood that we're going to use, the structure, how I cut it and why I cut it the way it is. I know most of the people that would watch this movie, that will watch this movie, are already seasoned turners that've done many projects, but this would be a basic video about the basic techniques. So you can either go on and watching someone tell you the same things over again, or you can just skip to my next video if this is not yet the only video on my list. This is the log that we're going to cut our ball from. We're going to rough the ball out today, and then we're going to pack it and leave it to dry over time. It's going to take a few months, maybe even a few years. It all depends on the type of wood and how fresh it is, how thick we're going to turn it, but it will dry out in the end. And this is the log we're going to use. It's a piece of oak. It's from local wood that grows here. I got this wood from a place that sells firewood, and I get there before they chop the wood into pieces, and I choose the pieces that I want according to size and shape, grain. Obviously I will prefer to choose pieces of log that has less cracks in it, so there will be less work for me to do. And this is a piece I've cut. Obviously the bark is still here, which we will turn off. And the ball that we're going to turn is actually, you can see it here, it's going to be like this, more or less. Obviously we're going to try to make it as big as we can. This is not a large log, but it's big enough to make a very nice bowl. The color of this oak is actually much whiter than we see here, but because of the humidity and the water inside the log that tends to come up to the surface, it goes darker. If I'll try and chip a little bit out of it, then we can see the actual color of the wood, which is very bright. It's white, it's almost white. I really like working with this type of oak. It's very porous. It actually dries very quickly. Even on the lathe, when we spin it, the water are just gonna come out like rain out of it. It's very fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm sorry, it's not very fun. It's a lot of fun because I get a free shower out of it, a free cold shower in the middle of winter. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna make a small hole inside so I will know where my starting point is, because later I'm gonna drill a hole here to attach this piece of log to the lathe, and I'm gonna mark my circle. There we go. this would be the circumference of my bowl. It is, as we said, about 18.5 centimeters. And the next stage to working this into an actual bowl is we're going to take it outside. I'm going to take the camera with me, obviously, and I'm going to use the chainsaw to remove as much as I can from the outside of the bowl, to make this as round as possible, so it will be balanced on the lathe when I later mount it on. Just to give you a quick look on the outside, this is actually very nice looking bark. Probably I'm going to use some of the other pieces of this log to make some natural edge bowls, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I'll put it in a video also for you to see. But for now, that's our project for today. So let's go outside and see what we can do with it. Okay, now we finished cutting out the rough shape of the bowl in our log, and it's pretty round, and now would be a good time to mount it on the lathe. Now obviously I'm going to have to create some kind of method to mount the blank inside the chuck of the lathe, and I'm going to use this wood worm screw attachment that come with my chuck, like so. We're going to fasten it really strong, and we're going to drill a hole inside the bowl that is going to fit in here, and we're going to start turning this medium-sized bowl. Now I'm going to mount it. It's a very simple process. Just screw it on very firmly. And of course, since this wood is still not completely round and not completely stable, we're gonna bring in our stock, and we're gonna fasten it firmly. Yeah, that's very nice. As you can see, it's very bright, very white kind of wood. It's very porous. I hope the camera won't get a spray of water once we start turning this. Let me try and focus up a little bit on the wood itself. There we go. It's very nice. I really like working with this wood. It's very dense, though it's very porous, so it's gonna be some easy cutting here. There we go. And perfect. Of course, we don't wanna forget about our face mask. My voice is probably going to be a little slurry, blurry from talking behind the face mask, but what can you do? Sleeves out of the way, watch out of the way, If you got any rings, obviously it's important, if you can, take them off. You don't want your ring to get caught, to leave marks on the wood if it hits. I took my one wedding ring off, and we're gonna have a nice look all around, make sure that we're good. I'm gonna turn on the lathe at the lowest speed. Now I'm gonna remove the ball from the screw, like so. There we go. See, let's focus it a little bit. There we go. It's very nice. It's a tall, deep ball. It's gonna be very nice. I love this grain and color. Okay, now we'll remove the screw. And we'll mount the ball inside the chuck. Give it a spin, make sure that it's straight and true all the way around. And we're gonna tighten it. That's very nice. And we can give it a spin and check to see how true it turns now. And as you can see, it turns very true. I'm very happy with it. And now the next step would be to turn this face of the ball flat, and this will help it also spin more true. Okay, so we switched angles, so it will be easier to see what we're doing here. I've turned my ball around, I've set my tool rest in place and to the right height for the tool I'm going to use, which is my large 5/8 ball gouge, and I'm going to use the ball gouge to flatten out the face of the ball, and then I'm going to probably use the same ball gouge to hollow out the form. Okay, as you can see, we've squared off the face of the ball, so now the ball runs even more true than before, and we can start hollowing out. Now I would usually use the ball gouge, but I think I will start this time with my trusted old spindle gouge, and I'm gonna start from the center in, since I already have the hole from the wormwood screw, so it's gonna help me cut slowly and surely, make a small curve here, and we'll go on and see how it feels.
Always one step ahead, you say. Nights make you smarter. Somehow I won't pull your strings, but I'm wondering why your hand is not in my hair. So why that look? It is something that she should wear. I'm kissed, I am fumbled by sweet snow on my tongue that has left me smiling, but when I close my eyes, I know your hand is not in my hair. Oh, why that look? It is something that she should wear on a Friday night. Why your hand is not in my hair, and why that look? It is something that she should wear on a Friday night, on a town. Why your hand is not in my hair, and why that look? It is something that she should wear.
Okay, so this is the bowl we've made, obviously full of chips. There we go. This is the rough bowl we've made. This is the tenon, the bottom of the bowl. Those black marks that I hope you can see are caused by the contact of the chuck and the wood. There's a material in the wood called melanin, I believe, that darkens, that makes the metal oxidize faster. So that's the result. As you can see, the grain is really nice. This is going to be a really nice bowl, medium-sized bowl, and the bottom is all pulled out, and our thickness is about 2 centimeters all the way around. And now is the final stage for preparing the bowl for the rest of the treatment is taking some of the shavings. As you can see, beautiful, beautiful white shaving. My entire workstation it looks like it snowed right now. Beautiful white chips and shavings, and we're gonna fill the bowl inside with shavings. We're gonna press them in. This is actually will make the bowl or the wood believe that it's still whole, and the effect will be that it will dry out more evenly as a single piece instead of a hollowed out piece. So the stresses when it dries out on the inside and on the outside are going to be hopefully equal, and thus it won't crack and it won't distort too much. So obviously we've packed it real tight with the fresh shavings that we've just made. Very tight, no worry. And then we're going to take some more shavings and put them in a paper bag, and we're just going to put the bowl inside the paper bag and cover it completely with shaving. Actually, we could use some more shavings here, so I'll bring some more shavings. There we go, and we'll get it all covered up real well, and we're gonna close it so, and like so. Actually, no, that's okay. I'm just gonna leave it like this. Usually I close everything on its side. Well, why not? Let's do it. Come on. If we're gonna do it, at least let's do it right. That's it. Everything is turned on its side. There we go. And we're gonna close it up like this, and like this, and like this. And our bowl is ready for drying. One last thing that we're going to do is write today's date on it, so we will know how long it has been waiting here. And today is the 21st of December 2014.